Hello and welcome to this edition of Big Fish, Small Pond for Wednesday, June 19th, 2024. And if you are new to the Small Pod, here we'd like to give you all the information about the Marlins for that particular day, all season long, in 10 minutes or less. And Marlins fans, do not forget that Big Fish, Small Pod is presented by MPT College Consulting. Check out MPT College Consulting on their website down below. Marlins fans, this episode will be dedicated to the minor leagues and including the four affiliates that played yesterday that I will be discussing. We will be discussing Jupiter, Beloit, Pensacola, and Jacksonville. So let's get things started as we have to go in a deep dive of these four scores. First, let's start all the way at Jupiter in low A. Jupiter Hammerheads lost a 4-11 to the Threshers. And looking at the Hammerheads and how maybe they played offensively, I would say it was predominantly pretty well. Usually they're a bit of a low-scoring team and haven't really produced to what you hopes for them to see. And, looking at really this game and everything that really went wrong with it, it was really big in terms of the fielding. Christian Rodriguez had 3 errors and Kemp Alderman had 2. So really, in terms of fielding, it has not been well in terms of this game for Jupiter. It kind of encapsulates kind of what they've been going through so far this season. So if you want to do look at some of the positives, Angelo Despet did have 3 hits, increasing his OPS to 858, which is really great to see. Ryan Ignafo getting a hit as well, and for him increasing his average and OPS to 3.3 and an 8.78. So those are really the big stars. You could also, go Kobe Shade as well. Had a very productive game with 2 hits, again, increasing his OPS and his average a bit. And Brock Vandenberg as well had a double and a walk. So relatively a decent game for them. Pitching-wise, just a lot of troubles there from the starter and then going to the bullpen, at least to not the bottom half of that. But overall, difficult game for the Hammerheads, and when you have 6 errors, it is very difficult to win a game that way. And then going on from low A, let's go to high A with the Beloit Skycarp, who won their game 7-4 against the Lugnuts. And this game, you have to go and look at the way they played offensively, gathering 15 hits. Just an incredible performance from the Beloit. And, going from Beloit, you have to go with Josh Zamora, who had 4 hits. Just an incredible performance from him. Going in, he had a home run, just was really all over the place with 2 RBIs as well, increasing his OPS and his average. So really good to see from Zamora. Also, Torrin Montgomery had a very decent game. You want to take out those 3 strikeouts, but again, every time you get a hit and get some RBIs. Just overall, if you want to go on the pitching side as well, just fairly decent game for them as well. You want to go ahead and talk about Xavier Meacham, who coming in to close out the game with a 2-inning save, had 5 strikeouts, so very good for him. 3 hits and giving up an earned run. But when the way this team has been hitting this game, it's very good to see them go with those innings pitched and those strikeouts for Xavier Meacham. So going in from high A, let's go ahead and look at Pensacola going out against the Lookouts. They lost this game 4-2. Looking at, really their box score, just go ahead with what they played. Really, it goes out to the strikeouts. Striking out 9 times is something you do not want to see. Cody Morissette striking out twice. Not really great for him. Diego Infante striking out 3 times. So for him as well, very difficult game for Pensacola. But in terms of maybe other areas that maybe have impressed, Joe Mack getting a home run, always great for him to go ahead and get that power As well, coming in from the Luis Arias trade, Jacob Marcy, him picking things up as well with 2 hits, increasing his average and his OPS also with a walk. So great game from Marcy as well. And just overall, just very decent games for this team. I would say, really Evan Fitter could say let down the team a bit. The way his performance is 5 strikeouts, very good there. Only limited to 1 walk, but 2 home runs, which resulted in the 4 earned runs. And when you're giving up 7, it is a recipe for a loss. So overall, decent game offensively from Pensacola. You wish they can go ahead and do a little bit more, but what they produced in this game is hopefully something that they continue to maybe to improve upon. Walking 5 times is something very good to see. You want to always go out and get those walks in for the team. It's really just improving these guys, and hopefully they could get it to the next level. Just go ahead and get any. Then again, like Marcy getting those 2 hits, getting that walk, not striking out, it's very good to see. Joe Mack getting those home runs under him, showing off that he can have that type of power. And you go ahead, Jacob Berry, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, but not too much to say from a guy who has an OPS of 499. So very difficult there, especially when you look at this lineup, when you have 5 through 7 all battling 183 to 188. So again, very difficult to win some games there, but they did the best that they could. Pensacola, again, look to see if they can improve upon this game. And finally, we'll end it on AAA, who did get the win against the Redbirds. And looking at the game, it was another rehab assignment for Brian Hoeing, who's coming off his injury. Pitched the opening of the game, only allowed 1 hit, 1 run. Didn't get a strikeout, but did walk a batter. So very decent performance, you could say, from him. After him was Valentin Belleso. 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned run, 3 strikeouts, no walks. So very decent for him. George Soriano came right after him. Had a very clean way of pitching the baseball this game. Just overall fairly decent for him in the way he's been performing and how well he could continue to trend upwards for the Marlins and everything going on with the team. But again, fairly decent in terms of Jacksonville this game, really pitching the baseball. Really, go ahead, Brian Hoeing just going off a rehab assignment. So kind of just putting in more of their bullpen for this game. We want to go ahead and talk about some of the batters. Again, almost the entirety of the lineup, it's the number 9 hitter getting a hit, which is always great to see. Javier Sanoa continues to just hit the baseball. Just incredible from him, how great he's been so far this season. Entirety of the Marlins organization with an OPS of 833, averaging now 317. So really making contact with the baseball. Always great. And of course, it wouldn't be a Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp box score looking at game. We're talking about Griffin Conine with 2 hits and RBI, including a double, increasing his OPS to 929 and a 282 average. So really great to see from Griffin Conine. Someone Marlins fans should look at as someone who could potentially come up within the next couple months, especially when the trade deadline approaches. And as well, you have to look at Troy Johnson, who was batting back from just not the best seasons as compared to last year, but he had 2 hits, RBI. So great to see Troy Johnston pick it back up. And again, Will Banfield. Marlins have always had trouble with the catcher position in the organization. Banfield comes up, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Really great to see from Banfield, including a double. So we'll see how it goes for the Marlins organizational-wise. Talked about Beloit, Jupiter, Pensacola, and Jacksonville. Some key highlight players in each segment. I hope you enjoyed listening to me talk about these 4 affiliates. This is Big Fish Small Pod, presented by MPT College Consulting. And as always, go fish.